Hello there, my name is Will and welcome along to another What's That Groove, where for the next few videos I'm going to be breaking down legendary rock drum intros, and today we begin with the song Basket Case by the band Green Day from the legendary album that is Dookie. You've got Trey Cool on drums, and the drum intro used in this song is also used in the chorus, so it's a 2-for-1 special on Green Day and Trey Cool. Let's get into things and break it all down. So the part of the song that I'm breaking down and teaching you today is the 2-bar phrase that happens around 35 seconds into the song, where Trey Cool takes the song from here to here with this explosive 2-bar drum fill. Now, to make things easier, we're going to break that 2-bar phrase down into 2 parts. We've got part A and part B, and we're going to begin by looking at part A. Now, the biggest challenge you have for this song is obviously that it's very, very quick. So again, let's make things easier and slow things right down. I'm also going to go a step further and see if we can take out the majority of left hands that we play in that first part of the fill. This fill is counted in 16th notes. 1 E under, 2 E under, 3 E under, 4 E under. But for a moment, for this first part, I want you to think of it as if it's an 8th note fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the reason I'm changing that counting is that the majority of the action and the majority of the movement that happens is happening on those notes, and most of those notes land on the right hand. So if we're thinking in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, now we've got less notes. It's a bit easier to plot how our hands are going to move around the drum kit. Let's look at the first 4 notes. 1 and 2 and. That's going to be played with our right hand on the crash cymbal with the bass drum at the same time, followed by 3 snare hits. So you're going to have 1 and 2 and. Crash, snare, snare, snare. The next 4 notes, our 3 and 4 and, have a bit more movement. This time, the right hand is going to play the crash with the bass drum, the hi-hats with the bass drum, then your left hand's going to get involved and play the snare, and then your right hand's going to go back to the crash with the bass drum. So we end up having crash, hats, snare, crash. 3 and 4 and. If we then put that all together, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Crash, snare, 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 crash, hats, snare, crash. And don't forget, there's a bass drum if you're hitting a cymbal with the right hand. It's important to get that right hand movement down comfortably, because the majority of our brain's CPU power when we're playing this fill is thinking about where our hands are moving. If we can alleviate that thinking power, we can use that CPU to then think about the speed and our technique to make things faster, and it makes it a lot easier to play the fill a lot faster. Still looking at part A, we're now going to bring in the missing left hands and 16th notes that we didn't have in step 1. These actually only land in the first 2 beats of part A. So rather than playing 1 and 2 and, we're now going to put a left hand in between each of our right ones. I'm going to play 1 E under, 2 E under. The rest of the phrase stays the same as it was in step 1, so 3 and 4 and. When you put that together, you have 1 E under, 2 E under, 3 and 4 and. Hopefully you can hear how that starts to fit into the song as you speed the fill up. So part A is in the bag, let's stick that on the shelf and we'll come back for that in a bit, and let's take a look at part B, our second bar of the phrase, which is actually deceivingly more difficult than you might think. Because with this bar, what you have is a syncopated phrase that doesn't start on beat 1 of the bar. Even that sentence sounds confusing. But basically what it means is that when you go to play this fill, it doesn't perhaps start in a place that feels as natural as things would when you start a phrase directly right at the beginning of the bar. Because normally things start on 1, it feels nice. This one starts on the upbeat, on the and of 1. I find that the best approach to learning this phrase is to first of all sing it out loud. Repeat this phrase after me. I'm going to start after 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2E and a 3 and a 4 and a. And 2E and a 3 and a 4 and a. And beautiful. If you're able to sing that back to me, it's time to see if we can play this with our hands. So if you're in front of the drum, just try it on your snare drum, or if not, maybe just try it on your knees if you're not by a drum kit. And I need you to think carefully about the sticking that you're playing, the order in which your hands are moving. So our phrase is and 2E and a 3 and a 4 and a, and we're going to be playing that as right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. Very slowly, I'll play it on the snare drum. Play with me if you can. A bit faster. Once you have that phrase and that sticking down, you're going to need to move some of these right hands around to different parts of the kit. Beginning with that first initial hit, the one that's landing on the upbeat, or the and of 1. That's actually going to land on the hi-hat with the bass drum. So the first half of this phrase, our rest and 2E ander, should sound like this. That then leaves us with our 3 and a 4 ander, the one we were playing as right, right, left, right, right, left. And those beats that land on 3 and 4, they're going to move from the snare drum to the high tom. And we're going to actually put the bass drum underneath that high tom as well. So now this is becoming this. We then put our two parts together and hopefully we'll have something that sounds like this, nice and slowly. Practice it slowly to begin with, but if you've got it down, it's time to move on to the last step. So hopefully you can play both part A and part B, and now we need to put them together. So grab part A from the shelf and let's see if we can play them side by side. Do try and play this as slowly as you can to begin with. The slower that you play it, the faster that you'll learn it. because what we need to do is really have to get all of the movement and all of the muscle memory down to then crank things up with the speed. So play it slowly as many times as you can, and you'll find that the easier you have the movement down, the easier it will be to be able to play it even faster. So nice and slowly, part A and part B together should sound something like this. Once you have it down, you can start to speed things up, and I do it in increments if you can. Good, solid fun. What a drum fill. I hope from watching this lesson you've got a better idea of how to play that intro from Basket Case by Green Day. If you could, go ahead and press the like button on this video, that would be amazing. And why not subscribe to the channel as well to make sure you don't miss out on any more drum lessons from myself. As I say, the next few lessons I'm going to be breaking down more legendary rock drum intros. And if you have any drum beats or drum fills you'd like to see me break down in this sort of detail, please feel free to go ahead and put them in the comments below. I'd love to know what kind of thing you're interested in learning. Until next time, my name is Will, and I'll see you again soon.